So which one of the following statement is correct with the reference enzyme? So already we know that this question is regarding to enzymes. Enzymes are act as a catalyst which makes reaction fast. So here regarding the given how the enzymes are made up of. So here you take which is the correct reaction. So apoenzyme, holoenzyme plus sinoenzyme, wrong. Holoenzyme, holoenzyme equal to apoenzyme plus coenzyme. Yes, this is the right option. So B is the right one. So holo means complete, means it consists of both apoenzyme and coenzyme. So this is the correct statement regarding to this question. Next. A gene, a gene whose expression helps to identify transformed cell is known as. A gene whose expression helps to identify. Yes, yes. So the transformed gene after completion of recombinant DNA, that recombinant DNA, so are DNA fragment to identify, we used a particular selectable marker. So the right option is A. We know that vector, it acts as a uh, plasmid is act as a vector. So in whereas lack operand structural gene, functional genes are present. So that the right option is selectable marker which identify the gene whose expression which is transformed. So the association of histone H1 with a nucleosome is indicate that. Yes, this one is given about nucleosomes. Nucleosomes. Transcription is occurring. No. DNA replication is occurring. No. The DNA is condensed into a chromatin fiber. So, okay. The DNA is considered condensed. The DNA is condensed into a chromatin fiber. So this is the right option for this. So the DNA fragments separated on an agar gel can be visualized after staining with. So by taking which chemical we should stain. So bromophenol is wrong option. Estocarbon is wrong option. Aniline blue also wrong option. The correct option is ethylene bromide. EDB, ethylene, ethidium bromide. Ethidium bromide is the right option. So what is the criterion of DNA fragments movement on agar gel during gel electrophoresis? During gel electrophoresis, the larger the fragment size, the farther it moves. No, larger fragments cannot move far places. The smaller the fragment size, the farther it moves. Yes, it is the right. When the fragment size is small, then it moves far places. So the right option is B. DNA fragments are positively charged, negatively charged, neutral, either positively or negatively charged. So always remember, already we studied DNA. It is always DNA. It is always negatively charged one. Negatively charged. So the fragments are negatively charged. Option is B. Right answer is B. Next, the process of separation and purification of expressed protein before making marketing. Sorry, marketing is called downstream process. This is well known already in IP 2 marks question also is there. So the process of separation and purification of expressed protein before marketing is called downstreaming process. The hepatic portal vein drains blood to the liver from hepatic portal vein drains blood to the liver from heart is wrong option, stomach is wrong option, kidney also wrong option. So the right one is intestine. The right one is intestine. So next 29, adult RBC are N-nucleate. Which of the following statements are most appropriate expression for this feature? They do not need to reproduce. They are somatic cells. They do not have metabolites. All their internal space is available for oxygen transport. So adult human RBC does not have nucleate. Certain RBC only have the nucleus. Already we studied. So they do not need right one. They are somatic cells. They do not metabolize, and all their internal space is available for oxygen transport. So the correct option is regarding to RBC. They have the internal space to transport of oxygen. So this is the first option on the right one. Malt constitute about percent of the lymphoid tissue. Lymphoid tissue. So 50, 20, 70, 10, 1, A, 50%. Lungs are made up of air-filled shocks called alveoli. They do not collapse even after forceful expiration because of they have the residual volume. They have residual volume. That is the reason they won't collapse. Alveoli. Which of the following cell organs is responsible for extracting energy from carbohydrates to form ATP? Very easy. So this one ATP we should extracting energy from carbohydrates to form ATP. Lysosomes, no. Chloroplast, no. Mitochondria. So ribosomes B is the correct answer. So sorry. This one 33 question wrong I said. So once again, which of the following cell organ is responsible for extracting? This is totally. So we know that already ATP during mitochondria is considered as a powerhouse of the cell, and so that here for 33, so fourth one is the right option. Mitochondria. Why? Because they extract energy from carbohydrates to form ATPs during respiration. During already we know that here this question organelles responsible for extracting energy. Energy is generally during respiration. Energy is released and stored in the form of ATP in which respiratory organ? Mitochondria. Hence the right option is mitochondria. It is called powerhouses of the cell. Before that, I said just what confused and wrong. You can correct it. Which of the following components provide sticky character to the bacterial cell? Sticky character. We know that bacteria outside there will be capsid is present, and then it is a cell wall, nuclear membrane, plasma membrane. So glycocalyx. So it is a sticky character. which provide the capsid. We know that all the bacterial cell wall is composed of pseudomurine, non-cellulosic substance. So that glycocalyx, it is very sticky character. Which of the following option gives the correct sequence of events during mitosis? Mitosis, what happens? All first step condensation is there. Chromosomes condensation and tarvata after that what happens? Formation of arrangement of the equator, centromere division, segregation, or telophase. So condensation, nuclear membrane disassembly, arrangement at equator, centromere division, segregation, telophase. So B option is the correct one. Zygotic meiosis is the characteristics of zygotic meiosis. Actually, before formation of zygote, that is during production of gametes, meiosis takes place. But in certain organisms like algae, special algae, inside the zygote meiosis is occurred. Inside the zygote meiosis is occurred. That is chlamydomonas, in which in the zygote meiosis is occurred. So that the zygotic meiosis is characteristic of chlamydomonas. Chlamydomonas. So anaphase promoting complex APC is a protein degradation machinery necessary for proper mitosis of animal cells. So anaphase promoting complex is defective in human cell. Which of the following is expected to occur? So anaphase, during anaphase, what's happening? What are the incidents? Once you remind, so pulling of chromosomes takes place. Pulling of chromosomes. So if anaphase promoting complex is defective, what problems should face in the cell during? So that is chromosomes will not condense. No, chromosomes will be fragmented. No, fragment chromosomes will not segregate. Yes, already I said pulling of chromosomes. Movement of the chromosomes towards the polar direction means that is pulling is takes place in the anaphase. If anaphase is face the problem, chromosomes are not separate or segregate. So the right option is C. So a decreased in blood pressure volume will not cause the release of blood pressure if it is decreases blood pressure. So here one of the renin, it is a aldosterone is a hormone which is won't be released, ADH not will be released, and atrial natriuretic factor. Natriuretic factor is blood pressure. Never cause regarding arterial natriuretic factor. GnRH, a hypothalamic hormone needed in reproduction, acts on anterior pituitary gland and stimulates secretion of LH and oxytocin. No. Anterior pituitary gland stimulates secretion of LH and FSS. Yes. So regarding to this hypothalamic hormone, GnRH is needed in reproduction. It acts on anterior pituitary gland and stimulates luteinizing hormone and follicle stimulating hormone. Luteinizing and follicle stimulating hormone. So B is the correct option. Hypersecretion of growth hormone. Hypersecretion of growth hormone in adults does not cause further increase in the height because growth hormone becomes inactive in adult. No. Epiphyseal plates close after adolescence. Right option. Epiphyseal plates close after adolescence. This is the correct option. Epiphyseal plates choose close after adolescence.